Okay, now we want to talk about something we like to call the shadow.
The shadow is the accumulation of negative energy that we all have inside of us.
The thickness of your shadow depends on how well you've dealt with trauma in the past, how well that you can let go of resentment, and how much anger that you harbor in your unconsciousness. Eckhart Tolle calls this your pain body, but we kind of think shadow is a cooler terminology for it, so we're going to use that one.
It doesn't matter what caused the trauma, all negative energies accumulate to make one big energy field within you.
Okay, this energy field usually operates unseen, attracting to you negative circumstances and preventing you from achieving high self-esteem.
But sometimes when we experience intense negative emotions, the shadow will come to the surface and rear its ugly head.
Exactly. Have you guys ever had the time when you just blow up at somebody and you're just completely blowing up, and while it's happening, there's almost a part of you that's looking at it and being like, this isn't me, like, who is this person? This is totally out of character for me.
This is what happens with all crimes of passion. We are literally taken over by this demon energy, and it possesses us to do things and say things that are far outside our everyday character.
Okay, the shadow is basically what it is. It's just a big old energy packet of fear, and it feeds off and desires more of its same type of energy.
All negativity, insecurities, and other low-value qualities we have are a derivative of this fear.
Okay, so when we deal with past trauma, when we forgive all those who have done us wrong as we have judged it, and when we let go of pain and resentment, we can reveal the high self-esteem which is inherently within us by essentially erasing this fear energy that surrounds it.
We can spend years going to our psychologist to dissect and analyze every little negative thing that we've ever experienced.
Or we can take care of it in one fell swoop without ever having to really figure out how bad it is or exactly what made us have those low-value traits to begin with.
This is done very simply. Since the shadow is just a big mass of fear-based energy, it has a very distinct feel about it that is easily decipherable from the rest of your emotions.
Exactly. Okay, by the way, guys, we want to look at emotions a little bit different. We want to look at them as energy in motion, E/motion. The whole energy thing is very, very important to consider here. Fear-based energy vibrates very, very slowly, while higher-based energy, such as good emotions, as well as your focused attention, vibrate very, very quickly. When slower vibrations are exposed to higher vibrations, they dissolve and become part of those higher vibrational frequencies.
You guys, look at it this way. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Darkness cannot overcome the light. It's the other way around.
Definitely. Okay. So when we observe something, when we put our full attention on it, basically what we're doing is we're shining the light of consciousness on it. So we're turning those slow vibrations. Once we shine the light of consciousness on it, we're turning them into faster vibrations. And that darkness, that shadow energy, that dark pulp of just bad energy, once you shine your attention on it, it starts to become light and it dissolves.
So simply observing your shadow energy will be enough to erase it completely.
Erase it completely. That is very, very important. Remember that. Observing your shadow energy will be enough to release it completely. And what is the shadow energy? It's all the crap you guys have. So do you have to deal with it? No. You just look at it and it goes away. It's so convenient, so easy. Alright, so this is how we do it. We do it by purposely welling up the negative emotions inside of us, be it frustration, anger, resentment, whatever it is that you feel resides within you, letting the energy seep up to the surface and simply watching it. That's all you have to do. Just observe it. For me, it happens in my solar plexus right here. When I get really stressed, I can feel like just this dark energy right here in my solar plexus. And what I do is I spend about 15 minutes every day meditating on it, just kind of looking at it and watching it. The reason why lately I've been doing it often is obviously because this video series. Me and Fly have been working really hard on this. We're not enlightened masters, so naturally we get stressed. So even before we came here today, I just meditated for 15 minutes, kind of watched the energy, and I came in here relaxed and ready to film the sequence. So it really, really works. Okay, if it's not there on its own, like right now, I'm in a situation where I'm in a high stressful situation. But of course, once the series is done, when I'm in Jamaica, I'm just kidding, when we're gonna be relaxing, it's not gonna be there. If it happens to not be on the surface, but instead just below the surface, you can purposely bring it up by putting your attention for a few moments on thoughts that make you feel bad or memories that have negativity surrounding them.
Yes, you want to do this until you have a manageable amount of emotion on the surface to put your attention on.
Yes, because thoughts lead to emotions and vice versa, so it shouldn't be hard to well up those shadow energies within you. This practice alone allowed me to eradicate much of my negative things like panic attacks. I had panic attacks. I had agoraphobia at one point. All the resentment that I had throughout my life, which we all have, you know, we've all been through a bunch of shit. Nobody has come through unscathed. But what it did by practicing it, just focusing on that shadow energy, it really allowed me to eradicate a lot of it. And I know it happened for you too. We both practice this. It really helps, and it helps with women. So that's it, you guys. That's all you have to do. Just observe it. Just kind of smile at it. If you do that, it will go away. Gone.
As a warning, don't be aggressive towards it. That will just feed it more. Attack is just more negativity, right?
Yeah.
So being aggressive towards it will just make it worse.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to be kind towards it. Almost like say to it, look, you're here and I'm acknowledging your existence, and as long as you're here, I intend to be peaceful towards you. That's why there's the saying, what you resist persists, and what you look at disappears.
Also, when you first start, maybe on the first few minutes, it may feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's going to feel uncomfortable because what are you doing? You're welling up bad emotions. But look, be strong. Just sit through the first initial few minutes of it feeling bad. We guarantee you it's going to start to release.
And like a muscle that has been tense for years, the relief of that release will be overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, it's like it's a release and you just feel so good. Like finally, it's a monkey off my back. Some of the stuff you didn't even know was within you. And it's like it finally gets released and you're like, oh, you feel a sense of relief from it. You can and you should if you have a particularly thick shadow. If you have a lot of pain in your life, what you want to do is turn it into a meditation. So let's talk a little bit about meditation.
All right, meditation is the single best way to dissolve shadow energies and reveal your true self-esteem.
The best way. Okay, you can imagine your self-esteem as like a gold statue of yourself and your shadow as, let's say, dirt and rock surrounding that gold statue, distorting the look of it and preventing other people from seeing you for what you really are. With that analogy in hand, meditation is like a pickaxe that goes at the dirt, chips it away, and with continuous practice, you're going to remove a little bit more of that dirt every time you sit down to meditate.
Very well said. So when you meditate, just be as comfortable as possible, whether laying in your bed or sitting on the floor. Me, I like to just lay in my bed, not under the sheets, just on top of the sheets. Just lay back, completely relaxed, no muscles are being used. Just
now, why don't you lay under the sheets?
Because that puts me in like a too much. It's like sleep. It just makes me too comfortable in the wrong kind of way.
Right, because when you meditate, you can't fall asleep sometimes. I know for me, when I meditate, if I didn't sleep well the night before, I always meditate in the morning right when I get up. I fall asleep when I meditate. So having a good sleep the night before is essential. Okay, as we mentioned earlier in the seminar, meditation is basically stopping your thoughts. We do this by focusing all of our attention on one single object. For example, you can watch your breath. Watch your breath come in, watch your breath come out. While doing this, you can count. For example, breath in is 1, breath out is 2, breath in is 3, breath out is 4. Count to 10. Repeat. Just keep going to 10, keep going to 10, keep going to 10. What you can also do, which I like to do, is kind of imagine something like breathing light. When I breathe in, my body fills up with this light, and when I breathe out, all comes out of my mouth. It's very relaxing. You can also absorb light through your body. It's a Qigong technique where when you breathe in, you're absorbing light through all your cells, and again, your body fills up, and when you breathe out, you dissipate. Like you can dissipate smoke through your mouth or through your pores. Whatever works best for you, you can use it. You can also just sit there and feel your inner energy field, which we're going to talk about in the next chapter, being in the now. Just make sure that you focus on one thing, and when thoughts come, don't judge them. A lot of the times we're like, look, meditation's about not thinking, and so when a thought comes, you're like, damn it, why are you thinking? Don't do that. Just look at it. Look at the thought and let it disappear. Don't judge it. Don't get lost in them. Many times when we meditate, it happens to me, I'm sure it happens to you too, we get like swept down the river of thoughts because thoughts are so powerful, we're gone. Next thing we know, 10 minutes has gone by, we've been thinking the whole time. So don't let yourself get sucked down the river. Just look at it, say you're there, goodbye, I'm getting back to what I'm focusing on, and return your attention to it. So how do you meditate? That's the way I meditate. How do you do it?
Well, I have two ways. I simply listen to my heartbeat. And when you'll notice when you do this, you pay attention to your heartbeat, and it'll be pretty quick, and once you really focus and once you can kind of get a grasp on your beat, you'll notice it drastically slowing down. And then once you get that constant rhythm, it'll just put you in a trance. It'll block out all other thought. Another way is I imagine like an empty box, and just imagine being in that empty box. All the thoughts cannot get inside. So just keep your mind on that, and it'll put you in that meditation.
Yeah, I always know when I meditate every day, but you meditate like a couple times a week, and I always know when you meditate because you're so much calmer and just so much more relaxed, and it really does wonders for you.
Now, in the beginning, meditation can land somewhere between like frustrating and boring.
Yeah, a lot of people start meditating and quit because obviously it's a difficult thing to do. But that said, I just taught this girl that I'm dating to meditate, and she's having absolutely overwhelmingly positive experiences with it. She's having she's getting a lot more peace in her life. She's seeing things happen. I'm not guaranteeing you guys that this will happen to you. I kind of think she's advanced because she's in med school, so she can really focus. So she's having these amazing things happen. But regardless of how it goes for you in the start, with diligent practice, you really will become addicted to it because nothing feels better. And again, nothing is better for getting rid of these shadow energies. Now, why does that apply to women? Because when you get rid of the shadow energies, you're revealing your true self-esteem. Boom, women will become more attracted to you. All you have to do is meditate. Sounds pretty good to me. So, nothing is better than meditation to create for yourself a better life and to attract women. It really is that effective. Okay, if you want some advice on how to meditate, you can check out the book Turning the Mind into an Ally by this guy right here. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. He's a Tibetan Buddhist monk. Very, very popular guy, very well-selling book, easy to read, explains it very good. Or you can write me with the subject meditation, and I'll try to answer any questions you may have to the best of my ability. Actually, if you have any questions about this inner game section, I'm really into this stuff, so I wouldn't mind responding to your questions personally. I will get back to you as soon as I can. It's clutch@instantattractionvideos.com. Write me with any questions you have. I can offer you a lot of advice about books to read. There's music you can listen to while meditating that aligns your left and right hemispheres. So it goes into alpha and you're able to get into a deeper state. I'm not going to get into all that stuff now, but if you're interested, please email me and I will get back to you.
Sakyong Mifang, I think that's his name.
That's his name, man.
Mifang.
He's a champion.
All right, the final way we can dissolve negativity that goes beyond changing our thinking is by being in the present moment as much as possible, or being in the now.
Exactly. So now we're going to get into being in the now.